Hi, everyone. It's Cassandra Williamson. How are you today? Hope you're having a great day. I am. It's been a pretty good day so far. A lot of monumental and historic things taking place in the world, aren't there? Yes, there are. First thing, though, I just want to show you that this is an apple stack cake, a slice from it. And it is delicious, just in case you don't know that already from me. Okay, so I made it. So, of course, it is, right? Anyway, this is these are the kind of colors that we grew up with, and when Mom made this at home when we were kids back in the 60s. That would be the 1960s for you young whippersnappers around here. So anyway, so I just put food coloring in white cake mix, and it's got apples in between it. These are actually fried apples, not applesauce, not apple butter. These are fried apples that have been just cooked down and reduced down as much as possible, and you end up with cake that has got, it's got apples between each layer and on top of it. And I've already had my boiled egg for the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and have dessert too. I hope you don't mind. Okay. So I've got that. Anyway, so I do want to say that today is a day of massive historical precedent for the world. President Donald Trump achieved something that people thought was unthinkable, that it could not be done. He brought together the Arab states and Israel and has achieved a peace accord, a peace agreement between Israel and Hamas, the Palestinian people, really, more than anything. Hamas is a terrorist organization. They have their ideology, their beliefs, and their whole structure has been for the complete destruction of Israel, which I can't abide by that. And but their belief goes back for thousands of years. It's not just Islamic. It goes back thousands of years, way before the Muslim faith even came into being. It goes back to at least 1200 BC, this kind of hatred towards the Jewish people. And so hopefully this will be a path forward that's based on, let's rebuild Gaza, let's put more money into fixing it. So Trump and his team have achieved something that is absolutely phenomenal and worthy of our praise in so doing. Okay. And so that is exactly what I happen to think needs to be done, is to achieve that peace. He was at the Knesset this morning speaking. He received the Golden Dove Award, I believe, from Benjamin Netanyahu, and as he rightfully should. The work that he has done, he will go down in history as being one of the strongest presidents the United States has ever seen, whether you agree with him or not. And there are plenty to disagree with the man over. Believe me, I, for one, know for sure that that's the case. But there's nothing about this that's black and white. There's nothing about this that says you can't hold in your head two concepts, two ideas that may be diametrically opposed to each other. But you can still do that. So he did a great thing in finally getting them to stop shooting at each other over there in Gaza, between Israel and Gaza, and Israel and the Palestinians. The next big step, I think he's signing the peace treaty today and all that. He may have already done so, I'm not sure, but in Sharm el Sheikh in Egypt. And I also know that he's going to be asking all of those people, all those leaders, to commit to rebuilding Gaza, and them to also commit to ensuring its security. So if you get them in there, and then you've moved a long way, folks, towards stabilizing this whole region. And there's definitely great praise that needs to be passed along for that as a result of that. And so I just want people to know that. Okay, on this day, President of the United States will go down in history for the accomplishments he has achieved in the Middle East. And these are noble, very noble things he has done. But he will also go down in history as being one of the worst people ever to hold the position of president, who has directed his administration to attack the very existence of his fellow Americans that he disagrees with, like me, transgender people. So there are two opposing concepts, two opposing things that are happening here with what Trump is doing on Columbus Day. Today is Columbus Day, historically. Well, it's at least 1892 or somewhere around there in that period of time, 1894, somewhere in there when it was first initiated. This is Columbus Day, and it's also Indigenous Peoples Day for some people in the country. And I happen to support both of those concepts. They are also diametrically opposed because Columbus did bring in a lot of stuff that wiped out the indigenous peoples. But we're here. We can't change that now, can you? Can't do anything about that. You just have to go on. So in 1492, he did land, not in North America, though. And that noise is my brother working on the outside of the house. So anyway, I'm not going to stay on too long because I know we have a lot of other things going on too, and I need to go down the road and take care of some other business. But I just wanted to do that today to let you know that, this is a monumental day. This will go down in history as being one of President Trump's biggest accomplishments ever, period. And we'll leave it at that. So y'all have a great day.